All right, that was Chinese Man with Ordinary Man. Man twice. Chinese Man, Ordinary Man. Okay, we are back doing Fargo FAQ with Adriana Wolcher. Okay.
Yes.
I have a problem with names. I teach Japanese once a month in my office, and we had a Joseph and a Joshua, and I always just screwed him up.
Yeah.
And it's nothing I could do. I had another one. His real name was Luke, and I kept calling him Alex. I'm not.
My dad always said you can call me anything but late for dinner.
There you go. There's just something wherever facts. My brain doesn't store facts. It stores like
because you're overloaded with everything else.
Well, I don't know. It's like a phone number. I can't remember because it's not derivative of anything.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it. You know what I mean? If there was
it's like not important to you.
No, it's not about importance.
Okay.
It's the information is arbitrary.
Okay.
And so it just does it has no secondary thing to anchor to. It's like if everybody with blue eyes and glasses, at the age of whatever was named Adriana, then I would remember every time because I could look at you and derive the fact.
Yep.
But
I get what you're saying.
But
now.
because it's just like somebody decided to call you that, so that's what you're called. It just doesn't my brain
click.
It doesn't. I need something referential, and I don't know what's wrong with me. But enough about me. Let's talk about the many fans of this show.
Yes.
They write in from all around this country.
Okay.
They're curious about living in the Fargo area.
Yes.
They want to know what it's like here. So a lot of the times the same questions that come up over and over and over again. And so I kind of take some of the ones that are exemplary of the ones that are most common.
Okay.
So maybe you can help answer some of these listener questions. How does that sound?
Sounds fun.
All right. So our first question comes from Ethan Thompson from Portland, Oregon.
Ooh.
He asks, if a tree falls in Fargo and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? And more importantly, does it land in hot dish?
Super funny. Very, very funny.
That's his question. It's not GPT did not come up with these. These are real questions from real people. It's not made up.
I will say hot dish is very yummy. It is something that everybody should try. You could even try to make it if you're not from here. You know, it sounds funny. All the ingredients are going to sound weird.
Casserole. No, I think they call it casserole. I think the rest of the country eats hot dish. I think they just call it casserole.
But we have hot dishes that are like not known or heard of from other places in a sense. Like for instance, I have some friends that are from Texas, moved up here, and they had never heard of tater dot hot dish.
Wait, really?
Yeah, no, I'm serious. They'd never heard of it. And I was like, you've never heard of this? No, what is that? Make it for them. They love it. And they're like, but I would never think of putting something like this together.
Wait, that's not like just a standard
food? That they make mac and cheese differently than we do. It's like a cultural
It's macaroni and cheese. How do you make it differently?
Well, like some people bake it in the oven. Some people bake their macaroni and cheese in the oven.
You're pulling my leg.
And some people just cook it on the stovetop. Some people, and people actually, it's a controversy sometimes.
It'll dry out if you bake it.
No, you have to, but that's if you make it from scratch too, which is like a more homemade way to make it in a sense, where you cook all the noodles separately and then you get all the cheeses and then you put them all together and they melt together and then you bake it in the oven so everything is like together. Haven't you ever had baked macaroni and cheese?
I don't know.
Ooh, it's actually pretty good.
I don't know. I don't remember the last time I had macaroni and cheese.
In the South, people have competitions on these
macaroni
things.
and cheese competitions?
Like green bean casserole, collard greens. Green bean casserole is like that one's more common around everywhere, I feel like, too, because of Thanksgiving.
With the French cut and a can of mushroom.
It depends on who's making it.
Really?
See, it depends.
I didn't realize these things are regional. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
no. But casseroles and
those are all
dishes,
considered, is macaroni and cheese a hot dish?
See, I don't think so. But if it's baked, would you consider it a casserole or a hot dish? It's in a casserole pan or dish, tin, whatever you put it in. So something to think about.
This is amazing.
Oh, maybe you in Oregon. His name Ethan. Is that what you said?
Yeah,
right?
Ethan Thompson.
Ethan
Portland,
Thompson.
Oregon. Yeah.
Maybe you
totally
could answer a question for us. Maybe write in again and tell us: have you ever had tater tot hot dish? Have you ever heard of tater tot?
Yeah,
hot
is
dish?
it regional? I didn't know that it was just from Fargo. That's crazy.
I mean, that's just like my assumption from like the facts I've gathered from a few people that have lived somewhere else that are now friends of mine here, but.
Nathan Anderson from Denver, Colorado asks, are there any unusual local traditions or customs in Fargo that outsiders might find interesting or surprising? Anything unusual that we do here?
I mean, a lot of us say oop or
Oop.
oofta.
Oop. Oop.
But,
Yeah. We covered oofta before as well.
I don't know.
Yeah,
You're from Denver, Colorado. I feel like Minnesota, North Dakota nice is like a thing. When I traveled to Denver for the first time to see Ween, the band, my friend kind of told me, she was like, you don't say hi to people on the sidewalks. Like, you don't smile and wave at people because, like, some people, and it actually happened to us a couple times where I, like, smiled and I was like, oh, sorry, something like that. And somebody, like, sweared at us back because they were like, you know, like, shut up or whatever. And I was just like, whoa.
People are mean, huh?
Not always. No, I'm not saying people are mean. I just said my experience. But I think something that's, like, more common here is Minnesota nice. Like, you're going to see people giving more and, like, you know, helping a little bit more, I think, in that sense. But I don't know, local traditions. We do a Red River Valley Market every Saturday, which is like a local market where a lot of local artisans, garden growers, you know, that's where we get a lot of our veggies and we like it. I mean, other than our friends that own Almost Organic too, which is their own little organic farm, which is amazing. But
very cool. Yeah. Well, now we've answered 2 questions. That's usually how many we get through, and 5 minutes is up. It's just that quick. Goes just that fast. So
only 2 though.
Yep. Well, and you know,
that's good.
we got a lot to say. Coming up next, Unknown Mortal Orchestra with That Life. You ever heard Unknown Mortal Orchestra?
Sounds very familiar.
They were actually here in town once. I saw them live. It was pretty awesome. So we're gonna listen to that and then come back with Fargo Fresh. Don't go nowhere.